Good morning. I'm really excited to be here in Halifax today to talk about how to use advanced mathematics to market Lego. No, I'm kidding. I really want to talk about strategy and how we can all collect, share, adapt, and use knowledge to develop the strategies that are critical to solving some of the problems that we have, which is, after all, the business we're in. Hands up if you came close to guessing that number. Almost $1 billion. When I started at Trillium 2 years ago, my strategy task was to figure out how to configure over $1 billion and 13,000 grants over the next decade to demonstrate impact. Now, there are worse tasks that you can have in life. I took it on. That task required intelligence. What's the past and current state? What have we done? What have others done? What's working or not? We have 15 years worth of information, numbers, measures, stats, reports, research, stories, but they're disconnected pieces. We needed pieces from the piles of others in order to build a better strategy. Because even though our granting budget is really big, it's a teaspoon in the ocean of the problems that we're trying to solve. It's not enough to play with our own Lego pieces. If we want our strategy to make a difference, we have to have others play with us. And everybody knows that you have to share your Lego if you want to build a really good structure. There are many funders and organizations who are working on the same issues, but we think we're all very unique. Some of you may have heard of the Impact Genome Project. They looked at 77,000 different missions in the public benefit sector. And after exhaustive examination, they determined those 77,000 missions can be distilled down into 132 unique objectives. 132 things articulated 77,000 different ways. I can't even imagine the indicators I had to track for that. So the crux of our strategy problem was similar to others. Massive potential data and yet missing critical pieces of the puzzle. Open data is the new black. It's great, we need to share data to solve the problem. But there already is more information that we could possibly hope to absorb in a lifetime. How do we use it effectively? Despite the reams of data we have, we're hardwired to keep creating more. Searching for better answers is a good thing. But is there a way we can organize our quest for answers and questions so we can prioritize, and so that the new information that we get will benefit our strategic thinking? Einstein noted that not all things that can be measured matter, and not all things that matter can be measured. And in the space we all inhabit, this was never more true. Numbers cannot inspire and catalyze action to the same degree as a great narrative. But it's not data or stories. It's data and stories. They're mutually reinforcing. Heard a lot about collective impact. Kind of the flavor of the month, but I think it might be the flavor of a generation. It's a model still very much in its infancy. It's showing promise, but it's not yet mainstream. But one of the key criteria is shared measurement, agreeing to track progress in the same way so we can all continuously improve what it is that we're doing. And of course, shared measurement requires some discussion of what exact problems we're trying to solve anyway. We could write a doctoral dissertation on this topic, but since we're short on time, let's do the Community Knowledge for Dummies version. If we only did 3 things better, we would be well on our way to being able to leverage information for greater impact. You might not think that what you've got is valuable, but every piece of the puzzle helps. You don't have all of the answers, and guess what? Neither does anybody else. If I was going to channel Donald Rumsfeld, that way we can know both our knowns, our known unknowns, and eventually our unknown unknowns. We've already established that we don't know everything. So let's agree to the GEPO principle. GEPO? Good enough, push on. Now I'm a pragmatist, so this sits really well with me, but for others at the other end of the spectrum, they're crazy right now. I think we're all really guilty of wanting to own things, to take credit, to be seen as the leaders. We all reward leadership. But as many management academics have published, those who lead in one instance may in fact follow in another. So to be able to build community knowledge, to integrate and co-create, I think we need to start celebrating followership. Our wicked problems require working differently. We're all at a tipping point, poised for change. The power of community knowledge to support that change is untapped and exciting. We all need to know if our strategies to strengthen communities, to save the planet, to create positive change are actually working. CKX, and the summit that we're going to have mid-November, is going to bring a coalition of the willing together to figure that out. And I'm really hoping that some of you here today are going to want to join us, both later this morning after break and in November. Thanks.